Hi, it's Jeff Hoyt, Editor-in-Chief of SeniorLiving.Org. Social Security benefits represent the single largest source of income for the majority of older Americans. But by not knowing enough about this complex program, seniors are leaving a lot of money on the table. Mary Beth Franklin is a certified financial planner and contributing editor of InvestmentNews. In this interview, the author of Maximizing Social Security Retirement Benefits will reveal what you should know about getting the most out of the multi-trillion-dollar program, including how to increase your monthly benefit by 76%, when to apply to maximize your payout, how people who never work can still qualify, when you can earn money and collect benefits without penalty, how divorcees can get benefits based on their ex, how you can get a lump sum, how children can get benefits, and what you should do today to make sure you're getting everything you can from Social Security. Because of social distancing, we'll be conducting the interview via Zoom. Hi, it's Jeff Hoyt, Editor-in-Chief of SeniorLiving.Org, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Mary Beth Franklin. She is a certified financial planner, contributing editor of InvestmentNews, and also the author of a book, Maximizing Social Security Retirement Benefits, and she's just updated it for 2021, so it has the latest information in it. Hi, Mary Beth, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, thanks for inviting me to be on your program.
Well, I'm glad you could be here because this is a very important topic for seniors. And we just want to start out by asking, how important is Social Security to retirees?
Critically important. About 90% of American retirees receive Social Security benefits. For a lot of people, it represents a half or more of all their retirement income. And for a lot of really older people, it represents 90% or more of their income. So without Social Security, we would have enormous poverty among seniors in the US.
And so the decision of when to take Social Security, that's also important as well then.
It's very important because the longer you wait up until age 70, the bigger your benefit is going to be for the rest of your life. And the reason that's so important is in this age of disappearing pensions, so few people have that guaranteed income to rely on for the rest of their life. For many people, Social Security is the only form of income they can't outlive.
So it used to be you'd think, okay, I'm going to work, put my time, my career, and then I'm going to retire and start taking Social Security. But when you retire, it may not always be up to you. You could be laid off due to a pandemic or other situations. But it's not just as simple as, well, you should start taking Social Security the day you retire.
Right. I think Americans need to learn that the decision or the event of stopping work, since we now know it's not always our choice when we retire, and the decision when to claim Social Security benefits are two separate decisions. They often occur at the same time, but that doesn't mean they necessarily should.
And so the Social Security Administration, can they help you decide when's the best time to claim the benefits?
The Social Security Administration runs a very big operation with over 60,000 employees nationwide. They're very good at processing your application for benefits. It is not their job to tell you when to claim your benefits. Some of them will, and some of them might even give you the right information, but that's not their job. Gather your information about the value of your benefits at different ages. Use some of the calculators that are available online to figure your best strategy, but you make the decision with or without the guidance of a financial advisor or a calculator, and you tell Social Security when to start your benefits.
Well, you mentioned calculators. Without going too deep into the weeds, how would my Social Security benefits be calculated?
Well, there are a couple key factors. Your benefits are based on your highest 35 years of earnings. If you only work 20 years, maybe because you were home with your kids for, their young years, Social Security is still going to use that 35 years to come up with your average lifetime benefits. That means if you work 20 years, you're going to have 15 years of the zeros in calculations, which is going to reduce your average lifetime benefits and consequently your Social Security benefits in retirement. Let's say you work 40 years. Well, the lowest earning 5 years are going to drop out of the calculation. And Social Security is going to base it on the top 35 years that are indexed for inflation over your career. That's one piece of the calculation, your top 35 years of earnings. The other critical piece is the age at the time you claim benefits. You can claim benefits as early as 62, which may be appropriate in some situations, but your benefits are going to be permanently reduced for the rest of your life by 25% or more. On the flip side, if you're able to wait up until age 70, you are going to earn an extra 8% per year between your full retirement age and 70. So that means if your full retirement age is 66 and you wait until 70, your benefits are going to be 32% higher than if you collected them at your full retirement age of 66. That's huge.
That is huge, but it's still sort of an actuarial basis of a single pot. In other words, if I retire at 66, let's say I make $1,000 a month. If I claim my benefits, if I wait a year with an 8% bump, I'd get $1,080 a month. But I still would have lost out on that $12,000 I would have gotten for that first year. So it's sort of a balancing act based on how long you think you're going to live.
That's referred to as a break-even calculation. And Social Security years ago used to include a break-even calculator on their website. And they took it down because they found that when people did that calculation, they said, it's not worth it. I'll just grab it now. It prompted people to claim earlier than they would, as opposed to asking the question, when do I need the money? And is it going to be more valuable for me to have a larger guaranteed source of income for the rest of my life? Now, going back to that break-even calculation, if I collect the earliest at age 62 versus my full retirement age is 66, how long do I have to live to make that decision worthwhile? Basically, I have to live till about 78. And at that point, I would have collected more over the rest of my life. 78 is well below average life expectancy, which is about 84 for a man and 86 for a woman. If I delay till 70, how long do I have to live? Probably to about 83, still less than average life expectancy. But the key is for married couples, they want to look at how do I maximize the Social Security survivor benefit for the remaining spouse? And I do that by having one spouse get the biggest retirement benefit possible. It's usually the man who tends to be older. He waits till 70. He gets the biggest retirement benefit, and then he dies. His wife is going to get 100% of what he was collecting as her survivor benefit, and her smaller benefit goes away. So that break-even calculator we talked about, you're now spreading it over 2 lives because you have 2 retirement benefits and 1 survivor benefit. So people should be looking at this decision is, what is the optimum age to maximize my income? Not this fear of, if I don't grab it now, I might not get the full benefit over my life. Look at it as monthly income and what's going to make your life better.
Great. Well, before we get into the many decisions married couples have to make, single person can file at 62 is the youngest. And how many people go for that approximately?
I just saw some statistics this week that said about 60% of people in 2019 claimed their benefits before their full retirement age. Now, the bulk of them are doing it at 62. Some are doing them in between. Only about 7% of people are waiting until age 70. But frankly, the ability to wait until age 70 is a luxury. You have to be healthy enough and wealthy enough to wait. What do I mean by that? Healthy enough in that delaying Social Security benefits is a bit like the lottery. You must be present to win. If you don't think you're going to be around for a long time, Maybe you don't want to delay. And wealthy enough. Okay, if I'm going to wait till 70, what do I do for money in between? If you're a lot of baby boomers who plan to keep working, problem solved. You've got income from work, you can afford to delay. But other people may still decide to retire at 62 or 66 and still delay that Social Security claiming decision until 70 because they're saying, wow, I'm going to get an extra 8% a year between full retirement age and 70 by waiting. And the reason that's so important is we have been living in a zero interest rate environment for more than a decade and continue to do so. You have to say, if I took that money right now at my full retirement age and I didn't need it, what would I do with that money? You have to compare it to a safe investment. You're essentially, I'll put it in the bank. How much are you making in the bank? Less than 1%. The government's going to give you 8% a year. So you might say, well, I'll just invest it in the stock market. I can make 25%. Maybe, or you could lose 30%. Nobody knows. You have to compare that decision to a risk-free investment. And if you can afford to wait, 8% a year is a smoking hot deal.
For those who can't afford to wait, there's nothing wrong with claiming it at 62 if you need the income stream.
Correct, because you have worked long and hard and paid for this benefit. You have been paying FICA taxes, payroll taxes your entire life. That is what it's there for. But the thing I warn people about who plan to collect before their full retirement age is that's fine as one, you realize your benefits permanently reduced, which if you're married could ultimately affect the survivor benefit your spouse may get. And two, are you still working? Because what most people don't realize is this is designed as a retirement benefit to replace income when you stop working. If you collect benefits early and continue to work, there's this earnings restrictions that is extremely low. You make more than about $19,000 a year, and you're going to start losing some or all of your Social Security benefits because you make too much money. Now, they're not gone forever. Once you reach your full retirement age, they're going to be restored in the form of bigger monthly benefits. But it's an accounting nightmare. My number one rule is if you are still working, don't claim Social Security benefit before your full retirement age.
And when you say there's an earnings cap and you'd be penalized for making extra money, we're not talking about taxes here. That's another factor.
No, that's another factor. The idea of the earnings cap is okay, let's round this up and say the earnings restriction's about $20,000 a year. Okay. And let's say I'm making $60,000 a year. That's $40,000 over the earnings cap. Social Security is going to withhold half of that. They're going to withhold $1 in benefits for every two over the limit. So I'm $40,000 over the limit. They're going to withhold $20,000. If my Social Security benefit is $28,000, I'm only going to get $8,000. And I'm only going to get it at the end of the year once I have satisfied these earnings restrictions. And it can be really ugly. I hear from readers all the time, and people think they're very savvy. When you claim benefits early, there's always a question from Social Security, do you plan to keep working? And if so, how much do you expect to earn? Well, a lot of people will say, well, no, I don't plan to keep working. Well, guess what? The Social Security and the IRS do communicate with one another. May take a couple years, but they'll eventually figure out that you made more than the earnings restriction. And then Social Security is going to contact you and say, hey, looks like we overpaid you by $30,000. We'd like that back right now in a lump sum. It can be a mess. Don't get yourself in that situation if you don't have to.
Great. And just to be clear, that earnings restriction goes away as soon as you hit full retirement age.
Correct. And in fact, in the year you reach your full retirement age, there's a much higher earnings cap. This year it's about $50,000 in the months before your birthday. So say your birthday is June, you could earn up to $50,000 through May and not lose any benefits. And once you reach your full retirement age in June, those earnings restrictions go away completely.
Wow, as I said, it's very complicated. I'm glad you're here to help sort this out. You just finished the first part of my interview with certified financial planner Mary Beth Franklin, author of the book, Maximizing Social Security Retirement Benefits. In the second part, the financial expert will discuss how people who never work can qualify, how divorcees can get benefits based on their ex, and how even children can get Social Security benefits. When it's available, you'll see it up here in the corner of the screen. In the meantime, please subscribe to our channel so you can live your best life as a senior.